Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Donna here, and today I'm going to be working more on my Mystical Lands Christmas Book 2 by Karen E. Myers and the Mystical Lands Express, the little choo-choo train that I started the other day. And I grabbed my Marigold Koh-i-Noor Tritone pencil. If you're not familiar with tritones, what tritones are is they're a pencil that has three colors in the lead. So these are a representation of the three colors that are in the lead. And as you can see, it's kind of variated in there like that. So I don't know how this pencil is going to work on this paper at all. And I have been using my Castle Arts, which I know are working wonderful. So I hope I don't regret this. But I thought that this would probably be like the easiest way to be able to get that sorry, I just realized I didn't get my phone set up for the camera. So I was doing that. So you guys got a flash on my phone there. But I figured that that would be a good way to do this gold. So I have the multiple colors. So yeah. So yeah, when I do my videos, I actually have a camera above, and I can manage the camera like this with touch on my phone, making images bigger or smaller, which is so handy. And then of course I can see what's going on my computer. But if I don't have my phone set up, I'm just kind of stuck to one size of a screen. So yeah. So, okay, I'm going to hop in here and we're going to see. And when you're coloring with tritones, the idea I think is to kind of turn the pencil a good bit while you're coloring with it, because that helps get all the different colors onto the paper. Um, I don't know. These are new to me. I've just recently started using them. I've just really recently started using my pencils, period. You guys know that. But the Dollar Diva Nisi a couple years ago started using the Koh-i-Noor tritones on some things, and she did a couple videos with them, and that's when I purchased them because I thought they looked really neat. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think the cores on these are very hard. They're hard lead. They're not super duper soft, so I have a hard time. I have to really push down to get some color payoff, and I don't necessarily like that. But, I really love the way my Prismas do. Like, I can feel the kind of the damage that I did to the paper. I pretty much had to burnish going in to get the color payoff. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shake the desk like that. But they're still really good pencils, and there are a lot of you guys out there who are a lot lighter handed. See, this is like just coloring lightly. There's just nothing there. But when you put some oomph behind it, you can get a color payoff. And I think, honestly, I think that's why these work so well for Nisi, is because Nisi is always saying how heavy-handed she is. And if you're, really heavy-handed, then you can definitely get some quick color payoff here. And personally, I like the quicker payoff in my color. But I thought it would be nice to use this one on the gold just so I could get a little bit of that brown mixed in with that yellow, hoping that it would put off more of a gold tone for me here. I sat down with my Castle Arts, and then I just happened to look up because I have my tritones in a pencil case, or a pencil display here on my desk. And so I kind of thought that the I had the epiphany that I thought the tritone might work really well for this. So that's why I grabbed it. And when you look at it up close, you definitely can tell that you're getting some different colors in there. So that's pretty nice. But like I said, if you're the type of person that doesn't like to, put a lot of weight behind a pencil, then these probably aren't the best pencil for you. But if you're a little heavy-handed, you can get some decent quick color payoff. And if you're the type of person that doesn't mind to layer, then these pencils will be great for you anyway. But they're a little pricey, especially to replace. I've got one, and it's the same one Niecy's always looking for, Earth Tone. I love my Earth Tone, and I need a replacement for it. And I'm telling you, I started looking on Amazon, and they wanted like $11 and something, I think it was, for a replacement pencil. And I'm like, yeah, no. Because the whole, and the thing is, the 12 pack doesn't come with Earth Tone. You have to get the 24 because there's 24 colors of these total. And the 24 is like almost $40. So, but if you take into account spending almost $12 for one pencil, you're better off to buy all 24. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I need to start looking at some of the different websites that sell open stock pencils and seeing if I can find them there. But on Amazon, the price is ridiculous. So I'm going to start looking around because then maybe I can just order a couple of them and find some other pencils that I kind of need, or that I'll definitely be needing replacements for anyway, and buy it that way, buy enough to get the free shipping, and that will probably make it kind of worth it, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. So, okay. So I do apologize. Someone had brought up that when I'm coloring in like my speed colors, that I really need to be showing you guys the colors and things. And I'm going to be honest, that never really struck my mind because I don't think I was necessarily, I think I was, I think in my mind, I was just kind of sharing with you guys my coloring process, not necessarily exactly what I was using, because I know that you guys probably don't have some of the same things kind of thing. But I do apologize. And in the future, because I mean, it never really struck me that I needed to be doing that in those. So in the future, what I'm going to try my best to do is remember to do that. I do have a couple videos already recorded that are speed colors, and I can't redo them. They're already done. So in the future, when I do those, I'll be sure. Because to make sure December went off without a hitch for the color along, I did have to start coloring some of the pictures in later in November, like late November, just so the speed color parts would be done. And I knew I could do like color and chats and things like that, but I needed to get some of the, the ones that I was going to do like with speed colors, I needed to go ahead and get them done. Um, Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to have all of the pictures that I wanted to get done for the month of December. So the rest of the ones I do in this month from here on out that I record or whatever, I will try my best to remember to do that for you guys. I need to work on my camera today too. I still need to find out if I can turn on auto focus, and maybe if I can turn it on and off, that would be really nice. Because the problem with autofocus, like if I had autofocus on, I could hold this up and none of that would be blurry for you guys. I mean, maybe some of you guys can make that out and what it says, but it wouldn't be blurry with like autofocus. But the only problem is when you're actually coloring and your hand's moving, sometimes it'll make it go in and out of focus. Like with this, I can do this and it's staying there, regardless of my hands moving, the image is not going. So that's why I generally do not like autofocus in color and chats. But I'm going to look and see, because that would make it easy, because otherwise I'm just going to have to keep a piece of paper here and write down what I'm using so you guys can see it without it being messed up. Because if I try to hold it up like this, chances are it's going to be kind of blurry. So we'll see. We'll see. So as you guys can see, I did decide to hold off on coloring anymore on this until I came back to the video. After today, I don't know if I will again hold off or if I may go ahead and just color some more in it, because I'm afraid this is going to end up being it. Like I said, though, I do have some speed colors already filmed. So I guess this could be the one that we mainly focus on in chat for the rest of the month. I don't know. And hopefully it won't take a whole month to color it, but we'll see. I'm trying here with these pencils really hard because I want to share with you guys the fact that I'm finally able to do this. At least a little. It's not great. I know it's not great and everything, but it's something that I'm doing now. And for those of you who have been with me here at the channel for any length of time, you would know that, like this time last year, I was terrified, and I would have been terrified, um, for the longest. It's only been recently that I've gained up enough nerve to do this. So I'm going to leave that out to the side just for a little while until I decide what I want to do with the rest of this, just in case I need to come back to it. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do for like the inside of these little spokes and different things. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute while I try to figure it out. All right, I'm going to move up here and just kind of work on these snow-capped mountains just a little bit. Now, I'm going to tell you what I have enjoyed doing. I don't know, again, I don't know about necessarily on this paper. Oh, these are getting out of their holes here. Let me put them where they belong. But what I have been using my Tritones for, and is this the Tritone pencil I've been using? For some reason, Ocean doesn't seem right. No, because it's not. Pretty sure I've been using like Summer Sky. And I think I've got 2 Oceans because I do have a 12-pack and a 24-pack. Wait, maybe I have 2 Summer Skies too. Maybe so. But Summer Sky has got like light blue colors in it. So I have kind of been using this when it comes to doing snow and things. So I have been kind of using my Tritone for that. And it's like I said, I think they do come in handy. And I'll remind you guys again, when it comes to my pencil sharpeners, I am using the Dial 133. I love this. It just holds your pencil in there and you sharpen, and it doesn't over sharpen. You hear how it's just spinning? I could go here all day and it's not going to sharpen this pencil anymore because the pencil's sharp. And in the back, you can set it here to sharper or nubbier, depending on how you want it sharpened. Does a really, really nice point. I like that a lot. And the favorite eraser I have found so far that I like is the Derwent battery operated eraser. Works really well. I need to put a new eraser in it almost. Better reset. I mean, it's got a pretty big eraser. I forgot. I just put a new one in. I just need to pull it out a little more, I guess. But I do, there, to the eraser. I do really love this eraser. So I'll try to remember to link them down in the description below if anybody is interested. And oh no, I just spilled coffee on my book a little bit. So, okay. But the dowel sharpener is like $11 on Amazon. So it's not super expensive either. And I like that so much because that pencil sharpener is worth a lot more than $11 in my opinion. And, for the longest, I didn't like using pencils because they were always breaking on me. And I would sharpen away so much of my pencil and stuff. And one day, Deb was the one who turned me on to the Dale 133. And she said that since she had invested in her Dale 133, that all of that breakage had stopped. And sure enough, I mean, every so often I have to go in and, if you start having pencils break and things like that, when you're using the dowel, you need to get a regular pencil or a graphite pencil, number 2 lead, something like that. Run it through real good a couple times, just constant, just like break the pencil point, put it back in, break the pencil point, put it back in. And it cleans the sharpener really well. And then you don't have breakage again. And it works great. So I love it. The majority of all my breakage did stop, and I am very heavy handed. So for the longest, I thought it was my heavy handedness that was breaking all of my points, and it wasn't because, and then I heard people saying that Prismas are notorious for having broken lids throughout the pencil, and I pretty much bought into that. And then I watched a video here on YouTube, and I cannot remember who did this video a couple years ago, and it was a whole video about Prisma lids are not breaking on the inside of your pencils. It's the way you're sharpening them kind of video. And they actually were like dropping Prismacolors from balconies onto streets and going out and getting the pencil and showing that the core was not broke throughout the inside of the pencil. And I was like, okay, so yeah, obviously they're not. What is the problem? And then Deb really turned me on to the Dow 133. So don't necessarily assume that Prisma lids are so soft that they're broken throughout, because I kind of thought that too for a long time until I had saw that video. And then thank goodness for Deb telling me about the Dow 133, because you know what? All of a sudden, miraculously, that same pack of pencils that, half the lids and half the pencils that I touched were broken throughout the pack. All of a sudden, the rest of them are perfectly fine. So, yeah, I highly, highly, highly recommend that pencil sharpener to everybody. It's a really, really good one. And I have no idea how to color snow. So this is just kind of how I do snow, because snow tends to have a bluish color to it when a light reflects off of it. So I just kind of go in with light blue, and I like I said, I like kind of using the Koh-i-Noors, the tritones, simply because it just really has those three different colors in it. So you are getting a little, you're getting like the benefit of using three different pencils in that one, and what is the summer sky is the light blues. So those light blues, I think, works really well for capping snows and things like that. And this is kind of where the fact that they're not as soft as Prisma does come in handy, because I don't want to press hard and I don't want a super thick coat. I just want a little bit of blue, so that it works really good, being a hard pencil for this purpose. Really good. So thank you, Nisi, for turning me on to these. Now I want the magic pencils, the big ones. I want to get those and try those, because it seems like the leads on those would last so long. It would be so nice. Okay. All right. It's bugging me that I dropped coffee on the next page. See, I'll show you guys. That's sad. That is so sad. All right. What do I want to color now? I could probably do the choo 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 choo, and I don't know if I have a tritone that'll work for that or not. I have one that's got blacks and grays in it, but the black might be too much. Oh, excuse me. See, it might work. What is this called? Metal. Ugh. I don't know. We'll see. I'll put a little bit of it down and see what happens. I'm trying to work on some of the simpler areas here. Yeah, maybe this will work okay, because I can always kind of go in and just kind of go over it a little bit with a lighter gray, maybe. But the smoke that comes out of these choo-choo trains is not super light. Because back in these days, I think they were still like this model, wasn't it? Still ran off of like coal, and coal burned pretty dark. So I really hope you guys are enjoying the 2 color alongs that's going on this month. I also have the big giveaway for the channel for the month, and if you guys want to participate in that, and I really, really hope you guys do participate in that, the information, all the information for that giveaway and how that's working for the channel is located in my color along videos for Merry Christmas Designs by Creative Haven. Any of those videos that go up has all the information on entering the giveaway. I hope you guys will go watch those videos, take a look at those, and enter the giveaway. I've got a couple entries that I've received so far, and I appreciate it so much. But I do want to be able to show off y'all's work at the end of the month also. So that's really cool. So I'm going to do a video at the end of the month and feature everybody who participates pictures. So please go over and watch those videos and take part in the giveaway, because I got 13 things in there to give away, and I'm going to promise you I do not have 13 people who have entered yet. So still plenty of time, and even once we reach the 13, I'm gonna figure out a way to choose on all of that, so it doesn't necessarily mean only the first 13 people. All right, so I think that looks okay. All right, now let me see. Give me just a second to think on this. All right, I guess I could work on this little candy cane here, and I turned my pencils, in case you guys didn't watch the first video, I did turn the pencils I was using in the opposite direction so that I could find them again, and that's going to be the Castle Arts Cadmium Red, I think is what I was using for that. So I'm going to need a little bit of a point on this one. It was already fairly sharpened, but to get into that, those little nooks there, sharpen it up a little more. Get into those. Yeah, I just love the way these Castle Arts lay down on this paper, I'm telling you guys. Apparently Castle Arts is a great pencil for Amazon paper. But, you know, I really like my prisms on it too, so. Yes, I do. Okay. Here we go. And we got a little cherry up on top of this building here. Might go ahead and do the cherry like this also. See, I think I got some really good coverage like that. I'm impressed with it. I really am. I really am. All right. Now, what do I want to work on? I guess I should go in and work on those mountains a little bit, but I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't think the mountains would be. I wouldn't think the mountains would be. I think I'll go with charcoal gray, because I don't picture these mountains being green up underneath all this snow. So I think most of the stuff would have already died off and stuff. So This is the charcoal gray in the Castle Arts 120 set. And I can always go in with like my Prismacolor white because this one is, I don't want to press super hard because I don't want it to get super dark. So there is like some white showing up underneath. Of course, that's kind of fine seeing as these are snow-capped mountains anyway. But if I want to kind of lighten it up just a little and get rid of that white that's showing through, you can use your Prismacolor white because it is so good at blending out colors. But it does lighten the color a little bit, so beware of that. If you don't want to use just like a blender. I think that a blender pencil sometimes, sometimes it can brighten it up, but sometimes I think it does a little damage to the paper where like that Prismacolor white kind of works just like any old pencil would, Well, I don't want to say any old pencil, but like a Prisma. But yeah, these mountains look kind of rocky to me. So I figured I would go in with like a grayish color for them. And I'll show you what I mean about going over it with Prisma White here in just a minute. And we'll see how it works. It generally works really well for me, so I never did get my artist glove pulled out either. As you guys can see, I said I was going to do that. So my hand wasn't floating over the stuff that I'd already colored. But I forgot before I started filming, so hopefully it doesn't smear or anything. So how is everybody doing? I am still fighting back whatever this crap is that I'm still trying to get over. I don't know. I started feeling really bad again yesterday, but today I don't feel as bad, but my nose is definitely all kinds of stuffed up. It's crazy. And I never thought to ask them to give me a flu test, and they didn't give me one. So just because my COVID was negative, I should have got them to give me a flu test because this has been rough. It hasn't felt like bronchitis, like they said. That's not what this one has felt like. Pencils do take forever, but they're so fun. They are fun to work with. I do get tired of them after a little while, and I'm like, oh, nope, done for now. Have to walk away and find something else to work with for a while, but I do enjoy them. All right, so that got those mountains covered. All right, my Prismacolor white is starting to get kind of small. Let me sharpen it up because I use it a lot. I actually went and bought a lot. Here's where I'm at now with this one. I actually went out and bought a lot more of these because I have been using them to blend a lot. So I went out and bought more. All right, so I guess I'll start over here. That makes more sense. So you just kind of come in just like you were using it as a blending pencil, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure at all because it gets in there and just kind of melts that wax away. And see, it does leave like a whiter film over it, so you need to make sure you don't care about your color getting muted because it's gonna mute the color. But it just comes in with just light pressure and it just seems to melt the wax below it, just kind of melt it and just blend it right in and get rid of some of those, excuse me, splotchy white marks that are in there. And you don't have to put a lot of pressure on the white pencil to accomplish that either. Light pressure seems to work fine. Just work it over the wax and it just kind of starts to blend that wax out. Thank you, I believe, Pamela from Pamela's Passion for Pencils for teaching me this little trick. I love it and I'm using it. And this may not be exactly how you said to do it, but it works and I like it. So I've really enjoyed knowing I can do this. I've also found that it works better with a sharp pencil. I know a lot of people will use their blender pencils blunt. I prefer it, at least with this white one, for it to be sharp. And I even have better luck with my blending pencils when they have really nice sharp points. So, but that's just me. And I think sometimes people get like different results. You know, the result I have with a product may not be the result that you get with that exact same product. And that's fine. So that's just what I have found to be the case. As you guys see, I'm probably going to need to invest in some pencil extenders soon. I do have a few. But that way I'm not kind of taking them in and out. What I'm finding about the pencil extenders is the pencils tend to get kind of loose in there, and I don't like that. I'm having a hard time getting a good snug fit in my pencil extenders. So as long as I can still hold the pencil, I have not been using an extender. Yeah, I think this works really good and I enjoy it. So this is my way, guys. You know, I've been thinking, and I know as much as I talk about not liking this, but lately I have been wanting to try the Tombow Orojitins. And I know everybody's going, oh, Donna, if you don't like a hard pencil, you're really not going to like that. And you may be right, but gosh, they have some pretty colors. I don't know what just made me think of that, but those just popped up in my head all of a sudden. And as you guys are seeing, I've been on a bit of a pencil kick lately. And I know Kim Trainer's sitting back laughing, going, ha 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 ha. I told you, Donna, if you tried them, you would. You know, Kim used to be all kinds of a marker girl too, and she made the jump And I think now, Kim, if I'm not mistaken, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you pretty much only use pencils now. And that's really cool. I still like using my markers though, so no worries. Those of you who fell in love with me for my markers, they're not going anywhere. Okay, so that is what it looks like when you go back over it with like a light coat of white. So I think it actually looks pretty good. All right, give me a second, guys. All right, I want to show you guys this pencil. My rose pink is not going to work out in this Castle Art set. And I didn't notice it when I noticed my one pencil was broken. I wish I had noticed this because I could have asked for another one. I'm going to have to look and see if the set they sent me for that red possibly has the rose pink in it. But look, when you see that on a pencil, it tells you the core is not centered. And I don't know if I'm going to be able, I'm going to try to sharpen it down some, but it's going to take some sharpening to see if I can get down to where it is. Got plenty. Yeah, I don't think this pencil is going to work well at all. And that's really sad. I'm having to force this pencil to sharpen whether it wants to or not. Nope. See, it's not going to happen. So it's just not a good pencil. Well, that's a bummer. I was looking for a pencil and just noticed that one was like that, and that sucks. That sucks. It's the only one I've noticed in my set that's like that. So hopefully that won't be a problem. Okay, I'm going to work on this up here just a little. Is this the darker color? Yeah. I'm finding I like to go in dark first. I know a lot of people don't, but that's just my preference. Is whatever the darkest color is I'm going to use, I kind of like to go in with it first most of the time when I'm using pencils. Gosh, that really depresses me about that pencil. It's probably too late to say anything. Oh well. I wish there was a way to order a replacement. I guess there's not. Okay. That's cute. And this just reminds me of a waffle cone. I don't know what I'm going to do for like the sprinkles yet, so I'm going to leave the sprinkles alone, but that does remind me of a waffle cone. So I'm going to use some waffle coney colors for that. I think I'm going to start with this. Yeah, I'm going to start with raw umber, I think. And just kind of do like the outside of each of the little imprints, I guess. I don't know what to call that on the cone. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I had to answer that. My mother-in-law just called over the Alexa. And I can hear her when she starts talking. I can't really hear what she's saying, but I know she's in there talking to Alexa because she almost yells at her. But I really can't hear exactly what she's saying, but I know it's coming. So I go ahead and mute my mic. Okay. All right. All right, and then I definitely want a much lighter color to go in with. I wish someone would put me on the board of figuring out what colors to make things. I would enjoy that very much. Yeah, maybe this will work. Okay, this one is the light. Actually, it's yellow ochre light. Just gonna go over these. Just go over these. Try to let that wax melt together and blend that just a little. These pencils have very soft cores. They're not as soft as Prisma, but they are very soft. There we go. I think it looks good. Well, we didn't get a lot accomplished, but for pencils, I guess we did okay. What do you think? We're almost at 45 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to work on this more on my own or if I'll come back and work with it more with you guys in the next video, but stay tuned. I hope you guys are enjoying the color along for the month of December. Please like this video, share it with your friends, give it, of course, like I said, like, big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please check out my Merry Christmas Designs color along for information on the month giveaway for December here on the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace, love, happy coloring, and Merry Christmas from Coloritaville. Bye, guys.